Representative Ayanna Pressley has introduced a new bill to expand access to abortion in terms of funding, travel expenses, those sorts of things. And we want to give you all of that information. So the bill calls for coverage of accrued costs, including travel, lost wages, and boosts federal spending in abortion training, research, outright, and doula care. So on the demand side, it helps people to get to places that have laws that are grounded in our century. Understanding also that those trips can be expensive, they can be time consuming. You might have to stay in a different state for a day or two. You might have to miss a day or more of work. And so those are costs that have now been put on people's backs thanks to these anti-abortion laws. And also expanding access to the training, those sorts of things makes it a little bit easier for providers to open up in these areas, perhaps near state borders, making the trips less expensive. And in announcing this, Representative Pressley had this to say: "This week marks 1 year since the Supreme Court overturned the will of the people and obliterated the right to abortion care across our nation." And that is definitely the case. And a lot has happened, by the way, since then. 14 states now outlaw abortion, 11 having bans without exceptions for rape or incest. Although I'm not gonna miss an opportunity to point out that even the states that do have those exceptions, that does not necessarily mean what they would have you believe. Having to convince a Republican judge or a Republican doctor or whatever that you should be a part of that exception is not an automatic thing. It can be time consuming, it can be highly embarrassing and stigmatizing. And lots of doctors are terrified of running afoul of the law, so they won't necessarily provide the care even if technically the exceptions exist. And all of this, by the way, without the Republicans ever once having gotten the country on their side on this issue. It was overturned with the majority of people believing that abortion access should be maintained. And even in some red states where they've tried to do ballot measures, like in Kansas, they have lost. And so I know it's such a weird disconnect, Daniel, from public opinion and what some of these state legislatures in the most red states are doing. But it is good to see some politicians not forgetting about this issue a year out. What do you think?
I definitely think it's really important that politicians don't forget about it. This is something that I think is pertinent to our country. To a lot of people need abortion services for whatever reason, and I personally think that people should have that choice. And so it's nice to see that there are some politicians that are not letting it slide, even though it's now a bigger battle, being a national battle too, but making it more accessible and making it legal for people, I think is only a good thing. I hope that more people can follow this kind of an example and try to help rectify this horrible injustice that's happening right now.
Yeah, I mean, of course, we should bear in mind that she's in the House, Democrats are in the minority, so basically no chance of it passing, and nothing can get done in the Senate. So unlikely that would pass either. Still,
I still think it's important historically that these things are going on record, that people were like opposing it, that there was an opponent of it. I mean, I think it only inspires more people to try to find ways to rectify this.
I agree. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.